Hey there, welcome to another Slab City update. Last week's Q&A thing ran so long that it's a two-part thing, and so let's get right to the Q&As and get the rest of them questions answered. Cheryl Berg asks, I have a question on how you stay cool during the summer months due to circumstances beyond my control. Part of my trailer doesn't have AC. Hubby suffered a stroke before I was able to install a new breaker box, before he was able to install a new breaker box to keep up with the demand for more window units and another window unit. So I've been using ice in front of a fan, and it kind of works. Thank you in advance. All right, Cheryl. So first, let me tell you what I do, and then I will tell you what you should do. I personally do not do anything to deal with the heat other than get myself in areas out of the sun, and preferably with some air movement. The reason why I do this is because a lot of the tricks that I'm going to talk about, you either have to keep up with fairly regularly to maintain that problem, to retain the calm, and often I don't. I'll just get into something else, and then I'll go from being comfortable to being uncomfortable to comfortable, uncomfortable, and I have found that back and forth makes me a lot more irritable than if I just stay comfortable. However, if I am suffering from heat stroke, heat exhaustion, anything like that, I will most definitely do the following things. And this also goes for when you're in the cold and trying to warm up. Quit trying to warm up the space around you or cool the space around you and cool your body. Heat your body. This is far more efficient. Far more efficient. You can be running an air conditioner that's going to cost you an awful lot of money, and it's going to do an awful lot of bad shit to the environment. Or you can throw on a wet t-shirt and turn a fan on you. And I guarantee you that doing that, depending on how much air movement that fan is, like a ceiling fan that's not moving that much air, is going to be a lot different than one of those highly concentrated fans that just move a lot of cubic air foot per minute directly at you. Those type of fans are going to be drastically different. But if you have one of those, just a fan directly on you and a wet shirt, is probably going to drop your body temperature, which is what you want. And it'll do it fast. Cooling down your room temperature, that takes a long time. Cooling down your body temperature can actually happen fast. Wet t-shirt, fan on you is going to drop your body temperature. Probably to the point where you're going to want to shut off the fan because it can get downright chilly. If that's a bit too much for you, what you can do is you can make a neck cooler. And basically what that is, it's a thin piece of fabric that you can tie around your neck, and you make a tube in it, and you put some of them crystals that you put in soil to absorb the moisture, and they expand to hold the water so that you don't have to water your plants nearly as much. I think they're called moisture crystals. You put a little bit of moisture crystals inside that, and you create a pocket that when you soak it in water, it absorbs it around, and then you can tie that around your neck. And the reason why it's good to do it around your neck is because your blood flows through here to your brain, and it's one of the quickest ways to cool down blood that's going to your brain and your blood system in general is to do that. So if you know somebody is having a heat stroke, do those two things. Get that t-shirt on, wet t-shirt, wet blanket, just throw it on top of them, get a fan on it, and then get some sort of moisture going around the neck as well. The evaporative cooling works great. Even just like a wet cloth and swirl it around so that it's cold and draping it around the neck. Like that can be too cold to take at times, but if it's needed, get it done. Um, so those are a couple of things. And yeah, like a fan. Mist yourself once in a while. Maybe not a wet t-shirt. Just mist yourself down and cool your body, not the room. Bam. Darren Paro, sorry if I screw your name up. What info would you give someone who is contemplating moving there from Canada for good? So I'm not Canadian. I am from Minnesota, so that's almost like being Canadian. So I actually consulted a Canadian who's been here a bunch of times, Chris Monk from Two Hosers. Thank you for your input. And I will also give a little bit of mine. And here's some of my info. Get used to being called the Canadian. You might be the good-looking Canadian, you might be the old Canadian, you might be the crazy Canadian with the pet cemetery, but you're going to be the Canadian. So maybe figure out which Canadian you want to be and plant that seed. 2, if you plan on being here full-term or full-time, Chris suggested marrying somebody and making it legal, because the reality is while it says we are free here, that does not mean that law enforcement is not here. All kinds of Leo is here, and in fact, you're going to run into the sheriff's department, you're going to run into wildlife and game, BML, you're going to run into border patrol. Like, your name is gonna get run if you come into Slab City and do any sort of driving or riding with anybody. And in fact, when you first get here, you'll probably be recognized as somebody they don't know, and they will figure out a way to figure out who you are. So yeah, become legit. And also from Chris, apparently 156, 159, I forget the amount of days, and I'm not going to look back at Facebook message to find out. But at some point, being gone that many consecutive days out of the country, you lose your health care. And to be honest with you, I have no clue on how quickly you could get health care here in America. I don't know if as soon as you're a citizen you can get it or what have you not. But yeah, I guess that's the info that I have for you. It's hot. Like, yeah, that's something you should know. It is hot. But it is a dry heat. And if you have, because I know lots of Canada does get weather like this where it is 90 plus with humidity of in the 60 to 80 degree rate, 80% range, like that is a lot more uncomfortable than what we have to deal with here. You just need to make sure that you stay out of the sun. Hope that answers your question. All right. Matthew Zubala. I hope I got that right. Oh, Ears. Yes. Hey, Ears. Brother man, you are doing great. I love your videos. And also I had a quick question, was wondering what kind of resources I can pick up on the way you would need. I'm trying to help the library as well as Cornelius and Caveman. Same thing. I'm trying to get a bunch of nails gathered and paint a few mattresses, and would love to have a trailer load of supplies. You let me know what I can do. Help safe journeys, brother man. Ears. Anybody who is listening, if you are coming here and you want to bring things, oh, thank you. I am going to give you a list of things that I would like to see brought here, and I could use things of, and potentially ways for that you can get them dirt cheap. And by all means, like, if you are willing to go on Craigslist and find things in the free section, or know you're going to be coming in advance and be like, dude, here's my Craigslist, let me know, go search the free section if there's anything you want, this is how much space I have. Like, you tell me shit like that, I'm probably going to take advantage of that and greatly appreciate it. Things that can be used on a regular, 5-gallon buckets. You can pretty much go to any fast food chain in your area and go, I understand you get a lot of your you get some of your condiments in 5-gallon buckets. Can I get them from you? Sure, we just throw them away anyways. Is what I hear most of the time. So like, you can get them for free, and like 5-gallon buckets are great, and can take as many as you can bring. Have multiple different uses, and the UV rays down here are tough on stuff, and they get broken down quickly. So it's not like, oh, you have a dozen buckets, that should last you forever. Nah, they take a beating. So like, a constant use of those. Another thing that I would like to be on a constant list is if people could pick up the 45-gallon or the 55-gallon heavy-duty garbage bags, come drop them off. That'd be great. During the summertime, like ice. Yeah, ice is always good. Water is always good as well in the desert. Those are things that you can always bring. Not just paint, but like paint brushes and rollers and those really disposable things, or that they get beat up a lot, would help out a tremendous amount. Let's see what else. Of course, nails are great, but I'm kind of a fan of the deck screws with the torque bits, because like you can put them in, you can take them out, and like a lot of times after sitting in a place, it's like, oh, I'd really like to change it like this, and you can do a lot more with those type of things than you can do with nails. So really think about that, especially if you find access to them dirt cheap. Like, pick them up. I love you forever, bro. Yeah, it goes without saying. Weed. Weed is always good. Let's see what else. I know there's tons of things that I could be saying that I'm going to forget. I'll be like, son of a bitch, why didn't I say that? Oh, speaking of which, like if you got a big trailer and a bunch of room, them IBC, like 270 or 300, 330 gallon, whatever size IBC totes those are, like I want a bunch of them. I want to be able to set them up strategically within the Ecovillage so that I can fill up at the top of my place and use garden hoses to go and gravity to fill the other ones so that there'll be water at the different places. I also want to use them to make aquaponic systems. I think if you can Google IBC tote aquaponic systems, you will see some cool aquaponics things that I'd like to do as well. So like if you got big old trailer empty and you're just running down, like, shit, you know, if you let me know in advance, I might be able to even scrape together some dollars for some fucking gas to make shit like that happen. Those would be nice. As well as like 35 or 55 gallon drums of any sort, plastic, steel, whatever, in every campsite within the Ecovillage. I would like to have one barrel for garbage, one barrel for recyclables, and get them taken out of here so that, you know, there's never any excuse. Oh, I was just here for a little bit. I came in on foot. Like, I can't get this out of here. Like, I want to make it so that it's easy for people to get the garbage out of the Ecovillage. And in fact, next year, part of the plan is people that are staying within the Ecovillage, and they leave their place a shithole, I'm going to publicly shame them by posting pictures of them and the way they left their campsite to discourage people from coming here and making a mess like that. Let's try to figure out ways that we can actually get trash out of here. And I've come up with a couple of creative ways that I'm gonna try to get some garbage out of the Ecovillage, you know, so, and I'll be sharing those things with you. Anyways, like, I think that That's a fairly long list. I don't want to seem too greedy. I'll try to, if you go ahead and look at the Fallout Shelter Ecovillage.org, there is a list, a wish list on there, as well as communitycause.com. There'll be a wish list there. I will try to keep things that I could use on a regular basis, or wants, specific wants on there, and then I'll remove them when I get the specific wants, or if it's a regular thing, I'll just leave it up there. So maybe keep an eye on those two things. And anyways, appreciate that. All right, from Eddie Onton. Coz, any updates on Slab City for sale or whatever? Like your videos. Hey, Eddie, I actually really don't pay too much attention to what's going on with that, simply because I made sure to set up my Fallout shelter outside of that area, just in case something would actually happen. And I do have a couple of friends on the board, and I've asked them questions. Sounds like they may actually be getting some money, and that might happen. So, like, I don't know. I might have to keep my ear a little bit more to the ground, but yeah, somebody's actually worried that they may come up with money, and it may happen. So stay tuned. I am a little worried about that. Like, that's why I didn't set up my stuff inside of the Slab City boundaries, because if they buy that, and then all of a sudden, city officials come in or county officials comes in and starts closing things down, I can go, guess what? Nope, I'm not within that. Sorry. Anyways, so that's what I know. It's all hearsay. I haven't been going to the meetings. I might start. Robert Campbell, do you still go to Starbucks? So, I do not go to Starbucks on a regular basis. However, a couple of people have bought me some Starbucks. I have drank them. Gotta be honest. But I no longer go in and patron them on a weekly basis. And honestly, it was more to show support for Caveman, because like they just kind of kicked him out when they asked me to leave. They also refunded my money, also gave me a gift card for another one, and like I used that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't go in there on a weekly basis and kind of support them that way. And yeah, don't urge travelers to go there and upload their stuff. I mean, there's probably a smaller mom and pop place that would adore your company more than Starbucks would. Anyways, that's your question. Dr. Strangebot, for a question Q&A, how and where do you get your water supply? Also, I go fishing in the canal a few times a year. Would it be okay to stop by next time I come out? Thanks for doing your videos. I enjoy them. All right, so how and where do I get my water supply? So, currently, I am getting my water, or how I always get my water supply is from one source of a water delivery or another. So I am currently going down and getting water out of a tote that needs to be emptied, so that can be moved to somebody else's place. And then I'm trying to find a tote for sale here in Slabs, because one of the big IBCs, so like when I said I could use one of those IBCs, like I could use one of those IBCs like now. But yeah, we went through one of the water people during the winter time when it was more busy here, and they provided us one. And I want my own because I want to be able to do different things with it, and I want it just kind of in place and things of that nature. And should somebody come through and go, hey, I got extra 55 gallons of water, can I dump it in your thing? I don't want whoever the water person is to go, that's my tank, I can only put stuff in that. So I want my own tank, so if somebody wants to offer me water, I can just take a water and not piss anybody off. But other than that, I will get my tank filled by the water people here. Like, I do definitely believe that part of being sustainable in a community is by helping support other people within the community. So if there is somebody here that provides water, like, get it from them. That saves me a bunch of time and helps them out. Like, it's a win-win situation. So that's how I do that. You go fishing in the canal, huh? So does a stop by mean that maybe you might be bringing some catfish? In either way, yes, you can stop by. Like, here's the thing, though. I don't mind people stopping by, but I really, really would appreciate a heads up. Like, if you could email me at communitycoz@gmail.com, send me a message on here, some way to let me know ahead of time, Facebook, to let me know that you are coming. That is greatly appreciated, and how I would prefer stop-bys to happen. I can make sure I'm here when it happens, so you don't come up and go, hey, Coz, and I'm not here. Or you're here and you start peeking around, and I come up and I'm a dick to you. So like, really knowing when you're going to be around is ideal, and how I would appreciate it, And yeah, like, let me know too. Like, yeah, I'll bring over some catfish. Let's fry that shit up and eat it. Like, fucking A, yeah. Like, you cook it, you clean it, I'll cook it, we eat it. So, yep. Stop on by, give me a heads up. Cool. Ron Norway. And I thought you'd name your trailer Cosmopolis. Those beds gonna be on Airbnb? Cheers. Yeah, no, the cause for the home for Wayward Girls has kind of been a theme throughout my life, so now I'm actually building something and naming it that. I have not necessarily been Captain Save-A-Ho, because I don't go really rescue people, but there has been many times in my life where women have been part of my life to escape something, and it has been kind of a joke between me and my friends, is like, what are you running, a home for Wayward Girls? So that's a little bit more into the name, and no, these are not going on Airbnb. I have thought about doing an Airbnb thing, but that will be specifically for the Tantra Tentpole, my house, and I am going to charge. And if I do that, I will charge in a ridiculous amount of money, so that it is very limited on how often that happens. But, if I charge a fair amount of money and it happens a couple of times a year, I can throw that money back into the Ecovillage project, and maybe make some larger purchases on things that is kind of hard to save up for. So that's one of the things that I'm thinking about doing. But no, the Coz's Home for Wayward Women will be for mainly women who are looking for a place to crash when they're in and out of here, as well as it will be available to people who come through via the couch surfing thing. Like, yeah, I'll make this as an option. You can stay here. You don't have to necessarily stay on a couch. This might be more comfortable for you. So it's all about allowing people to experience slabs, but not necessarily for me to make money or anything like that off of the options for the stays here, to rent the whole thing out, and my place are basically a crowdfunding thing. You're donating. I can't give you a piece of the business because there isn't any money to be made from it, and so it's my way of giving back as a thank you to the people who do donate to this. And like, I definitely appreciate the people who have supported my channel financially with gifts, things of that nature. No freeloading. Like, there is not enough money to be hiding from the government. I maybe make in perks and cash $10 an episode. I put far more into the creation of that. I'm not even making minimum wage. So, like, you can settle the fuck down on people trying to stop from supporting me. So, because I ain't making shit. I fucking support myself. Anyways, sorry for that little rant. But yeah, no Airbnb for this. Someone, are you a grown man acting like high school antics? I am a grown-ass man. However, I don't see the correlation between being a grown-ass man and not being able to have some fun. I mean, I'm nearly 50 years old, and I'm playing Capture the Flag. Like, I am having fun with my life. I'm sorry that you live such an uptight life where things like that are not okay with you. But I promise you this, all kinds of people were talking and laughing about it throughout Slabs. People who follow, or I won't say follow, but friends of ours who are on Facebook or subscribers and stuff like that who follow me on Facebook, watched it all kind of play out and thought it was hilarious. And honestly, like, me and Michael had a great time with it, you know. Sorry, having fun is somehow against your religion, against your way of life, but maybe this is why you sit behind a profile with no picture and are probably ashamed of your life. Like, have some goddamn fun. It is enjoyable, you know? Maybe you start enjoying your life a little bit more. Anyways, that's been one hell of a long for our Slab City update. I'm going to have to edit some of this shit out. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz.
Send Coz some money on PayPal so he can buy himself something to eat. Then he won't have to sell his body to Albanian men on the street. Where broke hippies living out in the desert, no money and no shoes. And he may smoke the marijuana, but at least he won't spend it on booze. If you enjoy Coz's videos with their off-the-grid DIY vibe, send Coz some money on PayPal